Okay, I got a request for natural water softeners. What a great, interesting concept. Like, are there natural water softeners? Well, let's define that real quick for you, because natural water softeners are a great question. It's like everyone wants to be more natural right now, right? I think the public has finally realized that, hey, I don't want to just take a drug just to get healthy. I don't want to just go for surgery to get healthy. I want to actually take control of my life. And so in that context, I think America is becoming more healthy. Do you want to become more healthy? Do you want to become more natural? If you do, then this video is going to help you out when it comes to getting whole house water filtration naturally. Now, what I can tell you is that there's a lot of confusion out there in the marketplace, because you get crazy things like this guy. This is made by one company and says it's salt-free system, and that people think, oh, that's more natural than salt. Well, let's think about that for a second. Our body is trillions and trillions of cells, and those cells need to do what? Produce electricity. How do we produce electricity? We need sodium for that. So sodium actually is very important to our body. So using a salt-based product to filter the water doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. We have some companies out there that's all they market. Salt-free, salt-free, salt-free. I would love salt-free. There's nothing more that would make me happy than sell someone a product and we don't have to go back there all the time. But there's nothing that's magical out there. I mean, my magic wand, I left it in my other car, right? Because it's like, I'd love to be able to go and poof, do something like that for someone. I'd make a ton of money. I could sell it for an amount of money, tens of thousands of dollars. But the reality is there's no such thing as a filter that takes stuff out of either the air or the water that doesn't require either water, you got to clean the filter material, or B, you got to throw it and bury it into the ground. That's it. You got to get rid of it. So when we do these salt-free systems, we find that they capture stuff for a while. They work a little bit, but then in a very short period of time, you're throwing them away and they get buried in a dump. Or we can take a look at what I still think is a natural product, which is a water softener. The water softener is like this. The water droplet has rock attached to it. And when the water has rock attached to it, our job is to get that out, right? So you have a choice. You can use a salt-free conditioner which tries to keep the rock attached to the water droplet. Doesn't work very well. Or we got to remove it. The best way to remove it is with a salt or potassium chloride based water softener. So you can see here, this is I'd call it a natural way to filter our water with a water softener. We are attracting the rock out of the water using a sodium ion to replace it. So it's simple. As this water with rock or calcium, hardness, I don't care what term you want to use, that white film that builds up on your dishes, that white film that gets stuck on the shower door, the stuff that sticks to your hair and makes it frizzy, the dry itchy skin you get because it plugs the pores of your skin. For whatever one of those problems that you're having, a water softener or a high-end water refiner, EcoWater, for instance, makes refiners that refine the water. They do more than a softener. But a natural water softener would simply, as that water travels through this filter material, we are replacing the calcium ion with a sodium ion. We're replacing that hardness with a sodium ion. Then that water travels up and out into the house, and there's just a smidgen of salt that is attached to that water droplet. Or you can switch to potassium chloride, and now you can have potassium chloride running through the whole house. It's again very, 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 very small, and it's okay. Salt is natural, right? I follow this woman who is named Barbara O'Neill, and whether it's Barbara O'Neill or many other health practitioners, they talk about how important it is that we actually do get salt in our diet. Not table salt, but like Celtic salt, because Celtic salt has 3 magnesium ions attached to the sodium. And so as we're consuming that, our body needs that salt. You know, what we were told about how it causes high blood pressure, yes, table salt can do that, but actually, you know, when you're looking at a really great salt like Himalayan salt, or better than that, Celtic salt, it's actually good for the body. Now, I'm not saying that salt running through, that comes through a water softener, is good for the body, but I'm trying to highlight it's not that scary. It's not that bad. And actually, salt is natural, right? There was actually a day back in the Roman Empire day where that old philosophy was, you know, you throw a pinch of salt over your shoulder because it keeps the bad juju, bad things from happening from you. Well, that's because salt was so expensive during those times that you didn't want to even spill the salt. Interesting feature, right? Interesting story. So sodium or salt is very, very, very important to the body and is very natural. We find it in salt water, right? If it's in salt water, it's mined. We find it everywhere. It's a very good ion that we actually need, and we use that in the water filtration world in order to make the water better. Now, it's not necessarily that it's more healthy. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that the water is better because now as it travels through the plumbing pipe of the house, now it's not going to leave calcium on your skin. It's not going to leave hardness attached to the hair follicle and make it all frizzy. It's not going to bind or build up on your shower faucet. Just look at your shower stall today. Look at that, or your shower fixture today, and see if is there white film up there. If it is, it's calcium. That's magnesium. It's calcium or magnesium, and it's also rock or hardness that's attached to the water droplet. So that's building up there. It's building up on your shower stall, the glass wall. Maybe it's on your forks and knives. Maybe it's on your dishes. Maybe your clothing doesn't come out that well. Maybe you have to use a lot of Tide, like a whole cup of Tide. Why? Because you have to soften the water with chemicals before you do your laundry. So these are all the byproducts from having rock in the water. So in order for the water to become more natural, yes, you can use a natural style water softener, which uses sodium as a cleaning agent to take the rock off of that filter material and flush it down the drain. And yes, the sodium ion also gets replaced onto the water droplet. Again, it's small doses. A glass of water would have less sodium in it than a slice of white bread. That's how much little sodium is left behind in a glass of water. Some of the great technology, like Eco Water, they have exact salt dosing. That means that it might be 2 pounds every 2 weeks, maybe it's 3 pounds. Like, it knows exactly how much sodium to dispense to clean its filter material. Kinetico, as an example, they exhaust the filter material all the way till until the whole thing is exhausted. Then it switches to the other tank, and it uses only the 8 or 10 pounds of salt to clean the entire filter bed. Where when you go with a traditional model, one of the older school ones from like the 80s and 90s, they're going to use more salt, leaving more salt behind inside the water softener, and as a result, you taste more salt. That's why the older units out there, literally if you drank a glass of water, you could taste the salt, whereas with a very efficient water softener, you're not going to get that. That exact salt dosing really does benefit you and makes the water, to me, more natural. So for all of you out there that have asked me about natural water softeners, yes, a good quality water softener is going to use the least amount of salt. That'd be great. And it is going to use sodium chloride or potassium chloride to do that ion exchange. We exchange in one ion for another ion, and that's simply using salt, which is nature's gift to all of us. Anyhow, I hope that makes sense too. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family. If you know 3 people that you love and care for, as you know, I say this in my videos, please share it with them, because everyone can benefit from getting softer, cleaner water. Why? Because it reduces your family's expenses, and it also takes some toxins out of the water. Very important things for you and your family. My passion is only to be able to bring you products and talk about products and ways for you and your family to become more healthy and save money. Along that line, my name is Drew, and I am here for you.